up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on the next episode of In the Pink. And if you are not familiar with what that term means, it is a term that was coined way back in the 1500s, having to do with optimum health and happiness. So this week we are covering gut health, and we are filling in that blank with weight control, with weight management, and how our gut plays such an important role, a key role in keeping our weight at optimum numbers. But as always, we're gonna start out with the what we know. So my first what we know that in the United States alone, there's about 31% of the population, adult population, that is known to be overweight. But even more alarming, 42% of the American adult population is known to be obese. You guys, that's over 2/3 of our country is in that bucket. And my second what we also know from studies being done now that those folks who are in an optimum weight range or a moderate weight category have a very differing microbiome than those who fall into this overweight and obese category. And here's the case in point. There was a study done where they had a group of obese mice, okay? We're not doing people here, we're doing mice. But in that group of mice, they transplanted some of those gut microbes and they moved them over into the moderately weight or lean mice. And lo and behold, that mice group that got that dose of the microbiome from the obese category developed obesity. So once again, having a diverse microbiome is super important. And my last what we know that as studies continue to be done, they're even identifying certain bacteria that are associated with weight problems or with weight not having problems. It all plays in. So for example, Akkermansia, just one of many that I read about, but only the one I could pronounce. That is a common one found in lean individuals. So it's even becoming more clear and pinpointing certain gut microbes that are responsible or not responsible for different characteristics and health qualities that we carry around in our bodies every day. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the gut's role in all this. The gut's role when we talk about weight management. All right, so the first thing, having a diverse microbiome matters because it all plays into this weight management picture. It plays into fatty tissue storage. It plays into insulin resistance. It plays into blood lipid levels, and it plays into inflammation. All of these factors are all related. Second thing, leaky gut. Again, it's a thing, look it up. But leaky gut drives inflammation, okay? And when we've got inflammation, that promotes fat storage. And when we promote fat storage, we inhibit weight loss. So let's cover it again quickly. Insulin is released into our systems after we eat. And it's released there because it's to pick up glucose that's released into our bloodstreams, and it's to move it on into the cells to do its job, to get energy from those food sources. But when we have inflammation going on, this whole process is hindered. It becomes inefficient. So of course our blood glucose continues to rise because that insulin is not moving it into the cells. And then our body starts releasing more insulin because it doesn't understand why it's not moving into the cells. And these elevated levels of insulin then suppress fat breakdown and actually encourage fat storage. It promotes fat storage. And of course that makes us obese. And the next thing, the third thing we're going to talk about, our gut has to do with influencing the secretion of different appetite suppressing hormones. So our gut bacteria is in constant communication with our nervous system. That's just how it works. And of course, our nervous system is going to influence our appetite and our feeling of fullness. So, case in point again, when we eat fiber-rich foods, that in turn makes these beneficial bacteria proliferate, and then they begin to ferment. And these fermented fibers then, they go on to produce metabolites, which we call short-chain fatty acids. So things like acetate, butyrate, propionate. And these metabolites decrease inflammation. They also improve the gut barrier's integrity. And to wrap it back up to where we started, it promotes a feeling of fullness and appetite suppression. All right, let's move on to the fourth thing. Now this is pretty fascinating. There's even certain gut bacteria that extract more calories from your foods. So for example, firmicutes. This is one category of gut bacteria that are very beneficial in this arena. They are good gut bacteria, but in addition to just being beneficial for our system, they are more efficient in extracting energy from our foods. And the fifth and last thing we're gonna cover, gut bacteria can influence our blood sugar response to certain foods. Case in point again, we have got two people eating the same ice cream, the identical ice cream, okay? However, these individuals can have completely different blood sugar spikes after ingesting this ice cream because of their gut bacteria makeup. Pretty fascinating, don't you think? All right, let's move on to some healthy practices. So things we can do on a day-to-day basis that are gonna influence this gut bacteria picture. Well, we've already covered how gut bacteria have roles in our digestion. They have roles in our fat storage. They even have roles in our feeling of hunger in the first place and the kind of foods we crave. So obviously getting higher amounts of fiber foods in our diet. Along with a diversified diet, we need to be eating a rainbow of fruits and vegetables. Probiotics, very, very important. Fermented foods, along with decreasing alcohol, sugar, and carbohydrate intake. And don't ever underestimate the importance of getting a decent, good night's sleep and also decreasing your stress levels. All right, let's talk plexus. It's time to talk a little bit of plexus. First and foremost, Slim, the cornerstone product, but don't let the name fool you. This product has everything to do with blood sugar stability and decreasing those carb and sugar cravings. The next thing, let's talk about probiotics. Probio 5 and VITALBIOME. Diversity, diversity, diversity. Reset, the reset. If you have not tried this, it boosts your metabolism and gets your body burning fat, which is what it's all about. Seeing that number move on a scale, seeing your body size transform and shrink down in those 3 days, it's magic. And the METABURN, you guys, I shouldn't even have to say that one out loud. This is a fantastic product Plexus has put together that has to do with fat burning and metabolism boosting. Brilliant. And the greens, let's highlight the greens today, you guys. Fermented fruits and vegetables, along with superior antioxidant potential in this product. It's got a fantastic fruit flavor. It mixes well in anything you want to put it in, and it's getting you these nutrients that we've talked about. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging with me till the very end. I hope you've been able to take away a few things on how gut microbes are super important in weight management. And if you are new to this Plexus train and you have no idea what I am talking about, I'm gonna list in that description box my link. Get on there, nose around, ask me some questions. Curiosity is gonna get you on the train every time. I'm also gonna list in that description box some videos I've done in the past. I'm also gonna include a playlist right here of the last series that I did called Ingredient Throwdown, where you can pull up specific Plexus items and just get the high points off of those items. So again, thanks for joining me on this episode of In the Pink. I hope you've been able to gain a little insight on how important our gut is, because what happens in the gut does not stay in the gut. It affects everything, which is going to lead into many more episodes of In the Pink.